Hello friends, today we are going to be seeing that how we could use different macros and moreover even how we can download new macros. So my friends, in this now how do we basically work on it? Make sure that your CorelDraw is off. Okay, do not start your CorelDraw and keep it on. Just like how you can't load fonts, you can't load macros also when the software is on. Okay, it won't work. It will copy it, but it won't show in your CorelDraw till you close CorelDraw software. So for that, first what we are going to do, you download this particular thing from my description of this video, right? And then you come here and say extract all and you extract it. So it's going to come as a folder. Once you come here, you click on this, Control A, Control C, go to C colon, program files, Corel, CorelDraw suite, whichever you have. Okay, it could be CorelDraw 17, 18. I have 22, so it's showing 22. Okay, doesn't matter. And then go into draw, go into GMS. Now you need to just paste them all over here. Okay, so we paste them. It will say replace file destination. We have 4 preset macros, so they will also be there in this file only. So you have to say replace, and once it says, then you say okay, continue, and the added ones will also come in other than the 4. Okay, so that's how you do work on this, and then you start your CorelDraw. Now let's see that how we could first launch our macros. So you come to Windows, come into Dockers and get into scripts. So this is how the scripts open. Now I'm sure that when you do this, you shall not see so many of them, right? So what am I going to do is today we are going to be looking at all the macros that are existing in CorelDraw along with certain macros which I in course of time have downloaded or have created or got from somewhere. You also want these macros, all you need to do is just go down into my description and download the whole set of macros and you can also use them. So starting with that, first let's see our first one, that is the calculator. All you need to do is double click on this and it starts. Let's say 40 into 20, right? So that's how you get your answers directly. I want 20% of 30. So 30 into 0.2. So that's how you get 20% of 30. Okay. So that's how you can even put any kind of basic calculation. It could even be addition also, 40 plus 30. So you will get basic calculation can be very well done through this macro. You cannot do very complex calculation where things like 30 plus bracket. So you can't make brackets here. Okay, you can only do basic calculations, but for something where you need to keep adding things, it's really good. Fine. So that's our calculator macro. Next, we are going to be looking at calendar wizard. This we had already seen in our particular, you can click on the wizard and say create calendar. This is how it opens. You want to create a calendar of any year and that's how it will, all you need to do is which month you want to do. You want to do the whole year. Okay. So you say select all and you say generate. Once you do generate, each and every year will open, each and every month will open on a new page. And you can, in this, there is even an option of whether from which day you want to start your calendar. So you can even start your calendar from Monday also if you want. You can even change this layout. Okay, so this is how it will look. And if I say generate, it will give me 12 pages. Okay, So it not only gave me those particular pages, as you can see, these are our first generate, and then this is our second generate that it is giving. You get into the calendar and fully decide what you want to do with a calendar. So calendar is a preset from there. Calculator was loaded. Now convert colors. Now how does convert colors work? Okay, let's say that I have this object and my color is given. Now we all know where are the colors written: C11, C100, magenta yellow, yellow 0, and black 0. Now if I want to convert it to RGB, so this color, when I convert it to RGB, this is how it will look. So RGB, it will become R0, G160, B227. So that's how. And if I want to reconvert it to CMYK, all I need to do is double click on it all over again, and it gets converted to CMYK. Now you have realized that the reverse conversion doesn't come back to the real thing. So in this particular case, it is always better to, once you fill the color, you duplicate it, okay, and then you convert this to RGB, so you know the difference. You see that? So they are pretty similar, okay, and this is our actual CMYK, this is our RGB, okay. Now let's choose a complex color where you know that you might not get the same output. Let's say this pink, okay. We will come here, duplicate it, and keep it here. Okay, so right now it is in CMYK 20 and 40. Let's see what happens when we convert it to RGB. Okay, so we are getting very good conversions when we come to RGB. So that is very, very good. Okay, in certain images or certain colors, I have realized that that same conversion doesn't happen, especially in fluorescent colors. So fluorescent colors, you will get very, very good outputs in RGB. Let's say that if I come here, Windows, color palettes, and I say I want an RGB color palette. Okay, so this is my RGB color palette. Can you see RGB? So can you see the difference in the blue? This is the exact difference you are going to be getting. Okay. So this is, let's say, your fluorescent color, sky blue. Okay. And if I duplicate that and I convert it to CMYK, okay, I'm going to get this darker blue. Okay. I'm not going to get the same color. So when I come here, my C66 yellow 1 is pretty close to this. You'll never get this fluorescent colors as a pure conversion. It's not possible. Fine. Now let's move on to something else. Okay. So these are global macros. This is where our storage is done. So this is just there. Okay. Then the next is color chart creator. Okay. Now how do we make a color chart? So let's say that I've got some custom colors, and when I work on them, okay, here I'll just add some color to this. Okay, I don't keep it yellow. I add colors to this. Let's say 10-20% magenta and 10% this. So now this doesn't have a name. When it was 20%, it said deep yellow. This doesn't have a name. So let's say over here, I say okay. Okay. Similarly, I create one more color. Let's create only 2-3 colors so that we are not wasting time. Okay. This is again a CMYK color. I come here, double click, come into color viewer, and it has the name pink. Now when I give 20% here, the name will disappear. And I say okay. So these two colors I want to add to a palette. Okay. So this palette that is there over here, if I want to come here, I could come here and say palette save as. Sorry, palette save as. So what name do you want to save this palette as? So you can come here and you can say work. Okay, let's save this as work. So what happens? I now want to come here and I want to create a chart. Okay, and it is only taking these for, it is not allowing me to load that palette. Okay. But what I can do here is that come here, palettes, open palettes, and say work. Now my work palette is open here. Now let's see if it's ready to take it. Yes, now it is taking work palette, and then I just put the date here, today's date, and this is my work palette. So all the colors that you have used in that particular artwork will come here. If you think that yes, cyan, pink, sky blue, I don't want it because we were doing the other exercises, I only want these two colors, you can very well just come here and delete these. And then showcase these to the client or save it as your color palette in this particular work that you have done. Got it? So that's how this works. Now I have some text. Okay. I have a rectangle and I have a circle. Okay. And there is a lot of, now let's say that there is a lot of things, like you have created an artwork that has got a title, it's got text, it's got phone numbers on the side, it's got you're a designer, so you put your email ID or your contact on the side, and there is a lot that is happening. Okay. So and sometimes if we forget to convert certain things to curves, if your printer doesn't have that font, that file will get destroyed because some other font will come and it just won't work. So what you need to do, convert all to curves, text, shapes, everything. Okay. And say convert. Okay. Now what has happened? This is no longer a text. This is no longer a, can you see? Now we are getting in the shape tool, we are getting nodes. Otherwise, in your rectangle, you shall not be getting nodes when you take a shape tool. You see this? You will be able to round the edge. Where over here, it's converted into a shape. So it is, sorry, it's converted into a curve. So that is the difference. In one click only, all you need to do is convert everything to curves. So this is a brilliant thing where your artwork will become foolproof, at least in terms of converting everything to curves. Okay, rest your designing is going to speak for itself. Next is file converter. Okay, now this again is, I think, is a default. You come into converter and say start. Okay, so you need to convert. Let's say I made this particular file. Okay, I made this file and this is about it. Again, we just use something. Okay, and this I want to convert as an something else. Let's say Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so it will allow me to use so many different things. The list is endless, AutoCAD and everything. So this is again, you can even do save as. Okay, so this is, if I do even Control Shift S, okay, I will get all those options here also. So this is our default, as I very well said. Okay, so this macros is always running behind. So this is our default. This is not something that you will get. Then what is this? This is our whole collection. This is a huge list of things that you can do. That, let's say this is my artwork and I want to add crop marks. Okay, I see generate crop marks. You see that each and every piece will get its crop marks. Okay, so what I can do in this, that if I don't want each piece to get a crop mark, I group it, Control G, that this is my whole artwork, and say add crop marks. Let's say what happens, you get crop marks only of your outer. Can you see that? So you group the artwork and then just create crop marks. If you're not very confident, this one will really work. This is there in my description for download. Okay. Then is color replace. Then is color replace. You come here and say replace color. So what happened here is that everything, it has got a blue outline as we said, and it has, everything has a blue outline. Can you see? Your text has a blue outline. We said blue. So everything is coming in as blue. Understood? So that's how this is going to work. So you can replace all the fill colors and even the outline color. If you ungroup this, you see that? So this is an RGB. So we selected this object and it's converted to RGB where this is yet in CMYK. So that is how this replace color works. Next is convert to curves. We already saw. Okay, design to plate. Okay, so we come here. This is my artwork, and it will say design to plate. So it'll ask me what is the size of your plate, what do you want to do, how many lines you want in the plate, what is your width, everything, how much margin you want to keep. Okay, so plate you want to keep, you know the name of the company, you keep that. It will give you its size in mm. You should know the size of each plate in mm. Okay, it's extremely important. So you ask your printer which plate he is using, and then you convert your artwork and say generate. So what happens is that this will now, one single artwork will be spread to the whole plate. You see, it's thinking. Okay. So this created my whole CMYK template and said whatever that Adi Sansui graphics.in, whatever that is there. This is the website from where I taken this particular thing, and it gives you the whole shade card of CMYK, everything, gives you the size, all of it. Okay. And also the cut marks. So that's how this works. Then do calculate area. So this will calculate the area. Do check update. So it will, I don't know what this will do. Okay. So this is your free macros collection from where I said that it downloads everything. So you can graphics.in. This is what we are looking at. So you want to know the explanation or you want to know the new update that is there. So you can download it here also. Okay. You can download it from here, the whole collection. So the last update was in 2018 and you can generate anything and everything from here. You want to know how this whole thing works? It's all here. There is a video that explains. All you need to double click and you can take the tutorial yourself further. Fine. Okay. Do document info. Now what is this? That is page one, everything. So it will give you an info. How many pages you're doing. If you add pages, it will just give you an info that it is a 3-page document and what it has, how many objects, how many bitmaps, everything. So now taking this forward, I think there are many macros. For example, the fractal effect is a very good one. Autobox and power clip is very useful, especially for people who are not very conversant, or it just speeds up your work. Okay, everybody knows how to power clip, everybody knows how to put a box, but it power clips that image within the box. Okay, multiple bitmap to shape as power clip. So these are all quite good. This is directly only power clip. Okay, this is the random text duplicator. So there are many good. This is very good for creating a photo collage. Okay, and that is about it. Then this is to replace text. Now, how does this work? We can come here. You take this and we double click on replace text. Find what? Find. We select this. Control C. You replace this and replace it with Huzefa Tapia. Okay, and active selection and say replace. So what happens here is that it gets replaced by my name. So let's say that if this works like how the find and replace in your Word file works. So that's how it is. If you want to see detailed videos of all this, let's not waste time here. You can very well just do check update, go onto the website and see all the videos of this macro set. Okay. Now coming to the next. The next is our hatch fill. Okay. How does hatch fill work? You come here and say hatch fill, create an hatch and what you want to do. So your outline should be black. Your fill color, let's say we make it red. Okay. You want a 2 mm spacing. Your line width should be 2 mm. Angle should be 45. And let's say I want to use a scale this. Use crosshatch and say scale lines with shape. So what is the use of this? That tomorrow if I make this object this big, my hatches will also not reduce. You see this? Make it so small, it will become black. Why? Because that many hatches are going to be coming in this kind of an object. But if I had come here and I had, sorry, we didn't have to do transform with shape. Okay. And say apply. When you do apply, you come here. You see the number of hatches irrespective of your size of shape will not come the same. So that is the thing when you need to come here and when you say transform with shape and do not transform with shape. Okay. Even the scaling of the lines also with the shape is again a different thing altogether. So say apply this and now we scale it. So the scaling of the lines also is going to keep happening in this. Got it? So that's how this works. Fine. So that's about it. Then highlight is pretty useless. PSD to CorelDraw, we all know how to even import CorelDraw files, PSD files into CorelDraw. That works. Tyler is a brilliant piece again, all by itself. Let's assume this is my visiting card. Okay, we come to page. This is my visiting card and I want to create ups out of it. Now there are two ways of creating ups. One is with cut marks and the other is without cut marks. So let's say we just do this and we say okay. So this is how it will create a cut mark. I mean your ups. And the second one it will do in this way. Let's say I draw cut marks. So it will create cut marks and also allow you to use your artwork for using cut marks. Fine. Now this is two layers. So we any which ways we know how to move things from one layer to the second layer, you know, delete empty layers. So it directly deletes empty layers. It reduces the file size and then two layers. So we know that okay, this is in layer one. I wanted to put it in layer two. That you can any which ways do from here. Like this rectangle I want in from instead of layer one, I add another layer and I put it on layer two. Okay. I add a layer, come here, layer two, and put this particular thing in layer two. So I can do that any which ways from here. Okay, there is no need to really this. The benefit is that it will delete empty layers. So that is the benefit where you don't have to come really to this place and do it. Okay, VBA project. This is again an predefined what we call macro, and JavaScript also is a predefined macro. So this particular thing is not something that we can work on right now. It is when we are actually getting into Visual Basic and things like that or JavaScript. So which we have not done. We are into print design. So if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and do not forget to share, because only sharing increases knowledge. Thank you.